Welcome to Design for Dignity 10% 2025. Our process of GDC thinking includes research, synthesis insights, ideation, and implementation. Our process was to discover. After looking through the scheme primary surveys with 116 participants, we analyzed the questions and found the most common were: when will my period end? Can you get pregnant? Why are periods painful? Some speak of pain, but mostly it is just misunderstanding. In our research about period poverty, besides the lack of sanitary products, the biggest barrier we found was the lack of education. This is a common trend throughout the world, with many surveys and studies showing the same results. Taboos and misinformation is widely spread. This includes all the research we have done regarding the cycle, emotional well-being around menstruation, their basic needs, and further studies. The menstrual cycle is a natural but complex cycle of changes that your body goes through each month. A menstrual cycle is measured from the first day of your period to the day before your next period. The average length of a menstrual cycle is 28 days. Your period, menstruation, is your uterus lining sheds and flows out of your vagina. Your period contains blood, mucus, and some cells from the lining of your uterus. The average length of a period is 3 to 7 days. This information commonly is quite taboo. Many girls feel uncomfortable asking parents, teachers, and lecturers about this information when they are growing up, thus leading to more stigma. The company we are focusing on is Rada. They take a positive, meaningful, and effective action to combat these addictions, atrocities, and stigmas, so that our world can become a better, healthier, and safer place in which to prosper. Rada is a humanitarian organization focused on empowering individuals. Rada is a place of renewal, an acronym for rape, alcohol, drug abuse, and, like this project, focusing on children. At Rada, the focus is on self-responsibility and self-awareness, an important attribute that can redefine the way we treat others. Our process: at the Rada event at Skin Primary School, we spoke to face with Tracy. They asked Tracy to explain what the events are usually like after the Rada team presented and showed their demonstration of the MyPads functionality. She also stated that the events are typically held in a hall where voices can be projected better, and they would usually happen during class time, so there are no interruptions. Tracy also added that the girls are normally more focused on these presentations, but sadly on that day, because the session took place during break, it resulted in a lot of noise and disruptions. Despite all the interruptions and noise, the girls were still able to pay attention to the presentation and answer Aniki when she asked them about what they had learned and how to clean the MyPad, despite the difficult circumstances. They also had an online Q&A session with Tracy, which highlighted key insights. Our target group is grade 7 girls, aged 12 to 13, primarily in primary schools. Timing and team. The distribution occurs in a tight 5-week term window and is managed by only 2 women. The physical handouts include 3 usable pads, Q&As, live demos, and a flyer with washing instructions and website links. The girls are often too shy to ask questions, and some haven't yet started menstruating and might struggle to relate. A few identified gaps are boys are excluded. This might be a missed opportunity to reduce stigma through inclusive education. And girls lack private or anonymous ways to ask questions. Some teachers deprioritize menstruation education or create unsafe environments. Our opportunities for scale and improvement are animated, confidence-building intro videos that is both culturally sensitive and age-appropriate, and a follow-up content for girls begin menstruating or still have questions. While in our research phase, we found a UNICEF document detailing usable menstrual pads, focusing on the materials and regulations needed for reusable pads. The document even comment on the use of sustainable packing. And during our research, we found that this project correlated to 3 SDGs with significant emphasis on SDG 4, which focuses on education. We found that sustainable development hinges on education as it allows future adolescents to contribute to the communities they actively serve in. We learned that with the gaps in education, they are unable to pass. One thing we noticed was the use of colors green and blue, which both can suggest calmness and growth. But as well as in the branding perspective, it is also used in medical environments. Rada's logo is a sweet combination of two different things that form one picture. Rada's logo looks like a person, but if you look closer, there is a heart forming the body. It shows their focus is on the people and they do it using their hearts. This is the analyzation of Rada's colors. EcoFem, originating in rural India, is a women-led social enterprise that manufactures and markets organic diapers and washable cloth pads. Some of their milestones include retailing in 18 countries, 277,323 pads sold in India, and over 100 million disposable pads are not used. We found a research study that showed 37% of participants in a study used some form of reusable sanitary product, and after 11% has tried using it. Many participants said the most important factors in a menstrual product is comfort, protection from leakage, and sustainability, then only followed by cost. This is the EcoFem study, and then our story begins with a relatable and emotional experience. A young girl, Sile, waking up to find blood on sheets. Her confusion and panic introduce the subject with authenticity. The story unfolds as a supportive journey from fear to understanding, guided by a caring mother and friendly doctor, Dr. Fortune. A point of view statement is made by using a deeper understanding and sense of empathy when thinking about our users' needs and feelings. Our POV statement is about a girl named Zoe. She's a young primary school girl who is scared about her period because she doesn't know what it is. She sees the harsh tones used when people talk about it, which makes her anxious and embarrassed. As team leaders, we created a series of workshops to stimulate ideation and support the research process. Drawing inspiration from the lecturers, they designed sessions focused on color exploration, character development, and defining the goal of their submission. We completed a few workshops to empathize and understand our target audience more. The workshop that was the most beneficial was our empathy mapping. It was a good exercise to refer to throughout the whole project. Here we have empathy map 1, empathy map 2, and then we have universal questions. Our target audience mapping also helped us understand them way more and actually feel what these girls have to go through monthly and most daily for most girls. So the first frustration would be having to deal with the pain of menstruation. The second would be having to go to work or school while menstruating. The fifth would be having to deal with anxiety and other symptoms that come with menstruation, inadequate or dirty restrooms and schools, no doors, no bins, and no running water, a fear of leaking and being teased, worrying about visible stains or unpleasant odors caused by inadequate menstrual control, and no access to sanitary supplies or soap at school.